My ex spent the nent etchnian went alemi when I got married. When Clinty broke off our engagement, everyone said my life was over. I had been with him for 5 years, and in order to please him, my reputation was already in ruins. No one would want to accept a womadey like me. Then when news spread that Clint had a new lover, everyone expected me to beg and plead for him to take me back. But they didn't know that I had voluntarily replaced my younger sister and was about to go to Washington for an arranged marriage. Before I got married, I returned the treasure chest. Clint had given me the blank wish card he had personally given me when we were young, hat cleanly and without a trace. But one day, much later, Clint suddenly brought me up. Comps had been so long his Frida died, and just as I was mopple-hauled then dead, I was awakened by my new husband's kiss. Ord Frida, darling, we agreed on 4 times, no less riasai. The day Clintum suddenly said he wanted to marry me, I had not seen him for 3 months. The last time we met, I overheard him telling his friends he was already tired of me. The whole room latched. They mocked me for being with him for 5 years, for ruining my reputation just to please him, and still being cast aside like an old shoe. The 3 months I spent at the Brown family were not easy. A few days ago, Draven had gotten drunk and hurt me. The wound on my back still ached. So when Clint suddenly called and asked me to come over, I couldn't help but feel a flicker of hope. I hurriedly wore the bangles he gave me when we got engaged and rushed over. By the time I reached the villa, Clint was already a little tipsy. He was half Teslying with his eyes closed, his head resting on a young girl's lap. The girl looked like she was still a student, innocent and pure. When she saw me enter, she quickly tried to get up to leave, but Clint held her wrist. "Meza, stay," he said, without even opening his eyes. His hand gave a slight tug, and the girl's body leaned over. She obediently lowered her head and let him kiss her. He released her hand and cupped her chin, kissing her deeply. I stood at the entrance, gripping my handbag, unsure of what to do. After a long while, I forced myself to calm down and pretended to be indifferent. I looked out the window and said, "Munch out, I will take a waltz in the garden first and come back later." But as soon as I finished speaking, Clint suddenly chuckled. The girl sitting next to him quickly got up, saying, "Emo Khan, I will go out first. Let sister come in." This time Cleany didn't stop her. He only played with her hand for a while before reluctantly letting go. "Donnet catch a cold." The Gert smiled, lightly nodded, and her long black hair covered most of her shy red face. As she passed by me, she politely greeted me, calling me Metzbril sister, before saying goodbye. She was very young, with clear eyes, and her timid demeanor reminded me of my younger sister. "Brode Fritty Rome here." Clint leaned back on the sofa and patted the seat next to him. The large, intricate crystal chandelier ale cast a brilliant light, making his narrow and sharp features seem almost unreal. For a moment, I was dad and felt an indescribable discomfort. Bowl glistened like peach blossoms in the night. Shale open, revealing matco, antis patch and collarbone. I thought for a namus before answering seriously. Nebert she's very immovant, very pure, very absodient. Umstut chast, munzion. She remind you of yourself 5 years ago, as chisted to say when he was chasing me.